Your independent music source, 91.7 WSGE. That is South Carolina blues man, Marcus King, Where I'm Headed. We also heard new music from Dave Matthews Band, Break Free, and Stevie Wonder. I'm excited. I am Reagan, and it is time for the Independent Artist Spotlight. Today, I am joined by WSGE's 91 Seconds of Fame contest winners, Randy Franklin and the Sardines. A reminder, throughout the month of August here at 91.7, we celebrate artists from North and South Carolina. During that time, we ask you, the listener, to vote each week for your favorite 91-second sample of local music. The votes were counted, and at the end of the month, Randy Franklin and the Sardines finished on top with the most votes. Franklin is a Charlotte, North Carolina native who has been playing rock and roll since he was 6 years old. He is here with a few of his Sardines. Congratulations and welcome to the Independent Artist Spotlight.
Thank you very much. So great to be here.
Please, if you gentlemen would, take a moment, introduce yourselves, tell us where you are from and what instrument you play.
Well, I'm Randy Franklin. I am from Charlotte, been there my whole life, and I play guitar. I've got my harmonica with me today too, and I'll pass it down the line here.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tom Thomas. I grew up in Concord. I live in Charlotte. I play drums and sing.
My name is Keith Shamel. I play guitar, and I'm originally from Winston-Salem.
Excellent. Now, before we start, we have to share that this is not your first time in the WSGE studios. You were here just a few years ago in 2004.
A few years. Let's see, what, 19?
Yeah, tell us about
Yeah,
this
so I was
experience.
here. I was in a band called Crisis back then, and we were promoting a new album. It was called Shaky Ground, and we're invited to come be on the station. The DJ, or the host at the time, was named Andrew Webster. He had a show called Complex Radio. And we came out and played and interviewed and did the whole thing. And 19 years, can't believe it, but it's great to be back.
Well, it's excellent that we have this legacy of presenting North Carolina music.
Of course.
So we have fun here at the station, providing this contest as an option for local musicians to showcase their music. What did you think when you learned that you had won?
We couldn't have been happier if we'd eaten 15 cans of sardines. I'm telling you, it was. No, we were very excited about it. We were really, really kind of surprised because there was a lot of great music that we were up against. So yeah, it was great.
That's a lot of fish, for sure. Your song, I Like It When You're Here, was your submission that garnered the most votes. It is featured on your upcoming album, It's Not a Party Until the Sardines Come Out. That's expected to be released next spring. Tell us why you wrote this song.
Well, actually, that one I wrote, my wife was out of town. She'd been out of town for about 2 weeks, and I was missing her. And when she got back, I said, I like it when you're here. When you're not here, things go wrong. And then I was like, wait a minute, I think I got a song there. So that's how that came about.
I love it, and you guys are going to play it for us today. So we're going to hear our 91 Seconds of Fame winners playing their winning tune, I Like It When You're Here, on the Independent Artist Spotlight with Randy Franklin and the Sardines on 91.7 WSGE.
Cool. You guys ready?
WSGE. You are tuned in to the Independent Artist Spotlight. That is Randy Franklin and the Sardines, winner of our 91 Seconds of Fame contest. That was their winning song, I Like It When You're Here. It'll be featured on their forthcoming album, It's Not a Party Until the Sardines Come Out. If you'd like to catch this group live, they'll be at the Comic Grill in Charlotte, North Carolina on Saturday, November 11th. More information available at randyandthesardines.com.
Actually, Randy Franklin of the Sardines.
Excuse me, Randy Franklin and the Sardines. Thank you for that correction.
All one long word.
Randy, you're a Charlotte native and started playing guitar at the age of 6. What made you want to play music?
Well, you know, I'm a baby boomer, and so the Monkees and the Beatles were on the airways and TV, and at that time, and I just thought I wanted to be a rock and roller, and so my mom and dad got me a guitar for Christmas when I was 6, and my brother Tommy got drums at the same time. He was in the band Crisis with me that was at the studio 19 years ago, and so yeah, that's kind of what got me going, and you know, just keep going at it.
Had a regular family band going.
And we did, yeah.
In the early days of your musical career, you were actually playing banjo in a rock band.
I was. I went through kind of a bluegrass period and learned how to play banjo, and we formed a little band called the Providence Drive Band back in the late 70s, and it was kind of an interesting combination because it was a rock band with banjo. We were like the Avets. We were ahead of our time, but had a really cool sound, and that was a good band for a few years here.
What inspired you to add the banjo to the sound?
Well, I don't know. We were playing, we were practicing and doing rock songs. I had my banjo with me, and so we just kind of threw it into some songs that we thought it would work with. And then we did some country rock too, like Marshall Tucker and stuff like that as well.
Now tell us about your Sardines that you have with us today.
Well, we have Mr. Tom Thomas here on drums. Tom has been with the band quite a while, and he does a great job drumming as well as singing.
And Tom, if you would, tell us about the instrument you brought along today.
Well, this is a cajon, but a lot of people will know this as if you go into an acoustic bar or something like that, you see a guy sitting on a box and leaning over and playing it. And this one's a little bit easier on the back. I found it online a couple of years ago by a company, and I call it a shoulder cajon. And it's really easy to strap on and just go after it with percussion.
Yes, it's excellent. It's a box. If you can't, I'll give you the visual. It's got a strap that goes around his shoulder. It's just hanging like a purse. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Keith?
Hi.
Hi. How did you get connected? How did you become a sardine and get put in a can?
I'm a fairly new sardine.
Keith was like a feral cat that just started coming around. You're feeding him, and he just kept coming. But yeah, Keith is a fairly new sardine, as he says, but he does a great job on lead guitar. And I want to call out my other members who are not here today because you've got kind of the snack pack of sardines today. So we're missing Donnie Dover on keys, Ed Leach on lead guitar, and Steve Foley on bass.
Excellent. You've recently released another single from your forthcoming album, When It Comes My Time. Now, I've heard many songs that were written during the pandemic about final days of life and making the most of your time here on earth. These things, I think, were top of mind during that time. Did you write this song?
Yeah, you know, it started coming together during that. I mean, that was kind of a heavy period, and this song is definitely a complete flip of the first song we played as far as mood, but you know, it was just something that came to me, and yeah, I was definitely influenced by that time and some other losses in my life. So that song came about, and it is the second single, as you said. Both singles are currently available on Spotify, Amazon, all the other streaming places you can find stuff.
All right. Well, we would love to hear this if you guys are up for playing it.
Okay.
On the Independent Artist Spotlight on 91.7 WSGE, it's Randy Franklin and the Sardines, winner of our 91 Seconds of Fame contest and their latest release, When My Time Comes.
Or When It Comes My Time.
Excuse me.
Scatter my ashes in mountains, a bridge comes my time. Scatter my ashes in the sea. When the coconuts fall from the trees, that's the closest to heaven you'll find. Where I'll leave this seashell behind when it comes my time. When it comes my time. When it comes my time, now don't you cry, 'cause I will always be by your side. When it comes my time. When it comes my time. Scatter my ashes to the wind till I see you again. 'Cause you're the closest to heaven I'll ever find when it comes my time. When it comes my time. When it comes my time. When it comes my time.
Your independent music source, 91.7 WSGE. When it comes my time, with Randy Franklin and the Sardines, off their forthcoming album. It's not a party until the sardines show up.
Come out.
Come out. It's here in my notes. That was lovely.
Thank you so much.
You've been writing songs for many years. Tell us about your process. What inspires you to write these days?
You know, just a lot of things, just observation of life and what's going on. Sometimes I hear a key phrase. You know, somebody will say something and I'm like, wow, that would make a good song title. And usually the process is I sit down old-fashioned with pad and paper and a pen and my guitar, and you know, usually the lyrics come first, or sometimes at the same time as the music. But usually I know if I've written a song pretty fast, those are the good ones. The ones that you struggle on a lot, you know, those are the ones that I don't think are quite as good, because usually when I'm inspired, it's boom, write it and this is ready to roll. I mean, and you know, when as a songwriter, when you have a song in your head, you've got to get it out. You got to write it and then you got to go record it. That's just the way it goes.
That's pretty consistent from a lot of songwriters that I've talked with.
Yeah.
Who are some of your musical influences?
Well, growing up, of course, the Beatles. You know, as I got older, Neil Young, Tom Petty, James Taylor, even Jimmy Buffett, who we lost recently. Yeah.
And do you have any musical heroes here in the Carolinas?
I got a lot of them. There's so many that have been around a long time playing, and I've got to fortunate enough to share the stage with, like the members of the Sponge Tones in Charlotte, longtime band, Lenny Federal, Donna Duncan, who I've heard played on this station before. So there's a lot of those folks that were heroes, and then I got to work with them as well, which was a huge thrill.
Yes, those are all WSGE artists that
Yeah.
we feature throughout the year. As an independent artist in the Carolinas, did you realize that we dedicated a whole month to Carolina music?
Well, I did, because I've been listening to the station, and yeah, I think it's a really great thing. I mean, we don't get a lot of support, as you know, from the big box stations, so this is just such a treasure to have here.
We like to think so. We're a public radio station reliant on support of our listeners. Why do you believe WSGE is worthy of financial contributions from those in our area and outside of our area?
Well, for the reasons we just talked about, primarily, local music doesn't get a lot of radio support, and to have a station that does that and support independent artists is just a huge blessing. And now that you're live streaming all over the world, basically, people can hear us anywhere, and it's great. We pick up new listeners and new fans that way. And hopefully you get station donations that way as well.
I hope so. If anyone is inspired to give, you can go to the website right now at wsge.org, make that donation. Thank you so much for being here on the Independent Artist Spotlight. Randy, Tom, Keith, we appreciate you being here and appreciate your contributions to Carolina music and independent artistry.
Thank you so much for having us. It was great.
Best of luck in your future endeavors, and with the new album, a reminder, The Sardines will be at the Comic Grill on Saturday, November 11th. You can find more information at randyfranklinandthesardines.com, as well as social media. Are you on all the platforms?
Yeah, we're Facebook, Instagram, everything but TikTok, thank you. I couldn't figure out how to work that, so we're not on that.
Excellent. Well, there's lots of ways to connect regardless.
Yeah.
This has been the Independent Artist Spotlight on 91.7 WSGE. We're going to get back into the music. I've got Highlands on the way, new music from the Middle Kids, also Darius Rucker, and new from Wilco, This Is Evicted.
All right.